Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is Saturday, June 4th, and it is Wax Gaming Weekly Recap time, where we go through all the latest news from this past week and what's upcoming next week, and hopefully 10 minutes are left. 10 minutes or less. We try that again. All right, I hope you're all having a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend. So let's dive into this. There's a lot to cover. The interesting thing about this, you'll see there's actually less icons on here than probably the past couple weeks. And I think that's because a lot of projects are either were at the point where they were trying to get stuff out prior to Dygycon. So they had some active stuff there, and or they're waiting a little bit or are in the process of developing the next phase of the game, especially in the key games that I'm really focused on. A lot of them are kind of at a slight lull right before the next phase of the game. So, but there's still a lot of news to cover. So let's go ahead and dive in there. Want to start off with, I'm not sure if you guys are aware or have heard this. There's RNG has had a lot of issues over the last week or so. It's been delaying, like if pack pools. It's been delaying rewards that you're getting when you're running missions in certain games, or when you're crafting items. They've been seeing a long delay. I've seen anywhere between 10 minutes to an hour before I got something that I crafted. So just be aware of that. Be aware it's going on. I think it's resolved as of now, but you know how they tend to reoccur. So they'll come back. So just don't hammer the project teams too much. It's a wax wide issue. All right, next on the list, let's get to some good items. Two major things that are happening this week. First is on the castle side from Metasource. They have kicked off their official Explorer Guilds crafting event, which I did do a video on yesterday. So if you want to know any of the details, go ahead and check out that video from yesterday. I actually go ahead and I craft a number of them. I open them up and I show you exactly what to do and exactly what you get. In addition to that, they have several other events that are coming up here shortly, specifically on June 7th. This is another big thing. This is you have the ability to craft land packs, which is interesting because a lot of the times you buy packs from the projects themselves. You pay wax, and that's how you get them. I like this event because it's actually continuing to stack on top of each other, all the crafting events that have been going on. And this one, you can actually add lands to your I guess your kingdom and try and build it up to those castles. They're on a goal to get 500,000 farms crafted, and then things double, and then it gets a whole lot harder to merge and upgrade your lands to those castles. So this is a cool event that's coming on. And I mentioned this, a land rush. That's actually what I just referred to. And then they're going to have, I'm sorry, I may have mentioned the wrong date for that. That's June 9th. June 7th is when they're actually going to drop, I think, the pack, first fragment of the Heroes pack. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be for M Source, so make sure you have M Source available for that if you're in the Castles game. Next is a huge step, every time I seem to highlight this game, there's always something for me to do. Um, this next one is for Krypton. As you can see, the format has changed significantly. I also did another video on this earlier in the week. They are in the process of launching Mission 2. They keep calling it Alpha, even though the game has been out for a long period of time. And I think it's in the alpha stage for Mission 2 because the UI has changed drastically. I really like the look of it, so it's something that to check out. This did launch this past week. You're able to stake land, which is neat. Again, another shameless plug. If you got any miners, go ahead over to 6x6y15, and that's the land I have. But they've done a good job with this overall look. There are some issues, so be aware of that. It is technically still alpha. Mission 2 is officially supposed to launch middle of June with all this extra functionality. So I'll obviously be doing another video on Krypton. Um, I'm really hoping they get back to the point where they were several months ago when a lot of people were interested. This law has killed the momentum, I think, which is a shame. But hopefully they're able to work out of this once Mission 2 kicks off. So yeah, just wanted to run that one quick. Next on the list is Waxel World. There's a lot of updates on Waxel World. They just posted an update yesterday. They are a little behind, and at least they've been very transparent with their progress throughout the last couple months. I know they were targeting the end of Q2, and they may still be targeting the end of Q2. But it did sound like from the update that they're still several weeks behind because of some issues that they've had with developer quote unquote disappearing. Um, I'm assuming the developer just kind of ran away from the project. But they've been transparent about it. They've been telling us everything that's going on. You can take a look at the latest update. They've actually finished a lot of the coding and the testing in certain areas. You'll see a lot of 100% finished, even some 99% finished. And then there's a few that they haven't really worked on yet. So I expect this to at least still be another few weeks at minimum until they're able to work through it. The neat thing that they have added to this, um, they are in the future, and it's still very early in the development stage. You're actually going to be able to run around with your ninja and do stuff with your ninja. And you can see from the example here, I think that's pretty cool. That'll be neat to see how they actually implement that into the game. And again, that'll be day two. That won't be for the launch, so be aware of that. Next on the list is Unlinked. I'm actually going to go ahead and play this while I'm talking about Unlinked. They released an alpha, another pre-alpha video for their phase two. And you're starting to notice a theme here. Castles phase two is dungeons, which are coming out soon. Waxel is technically their phase one, but it's still a development process. And then now you see Unlinked, the phase two, they're starting to drop some more videos and some more details around it, which is really neat to see. I highly suggest you go to Unlinked, their Discord and their YouTube page. Watch this full video. This is actually a look of what the environment's going to look like. So it's pretty neat what they're putting together. Just skipping ahead, see different areas of it. They are working hard. I know they are just from talking to their teams. I highly encourage you to check out the full video so you can take a look at all the details. All right, next on the list is Farming Tales. Again, another project that is high on my list and currently working on a phase two, which is the new Wax Chester. They're getting close to it, and they have a number of events that I went over on uh, past videos. They have another one coming up for their hemp land on Monday. And then at the end of next week, they're going to go ahead and do their second, I guess, generation two animal, which will be a cat. They're calling them pets. And then they're also mentioning they have a release coming very soon for some real world items. Plush items, probably not highest on my list, but their big focus has been merging the NFT world with the real world products, which they're continuing to move forward towards. So that's neat to see from there. And we got for Taco Universe. This is officially Venues Month. If you're familiar at all with this project, venues play an extremely big part. They are essentially the land for the Taco Universe. So they're going to be doing a lot of events this week that are related to venue. Not this week, this month, that are related to venues. So keep an eye on that, especially if you have some venues and you're into the project. I'm guessing there'll be some event at some point during this month where they'll reduce the leveling time. So I can see that being one of the events, plus a whole lot of other events. So take a look at their Discord also. I mentioned this last week. There is an update on Million on Mars. You can see a whole different format compared to what it used to be. In addition to just doing an overall layout change, they have done a major change to the daily rations. Daily rations used to be a very easy, one click a day, profitable process. Because if you were able to get 30 of the daily rations plus 300 of their in-game token, which is Dusk, you could trade that in for one of these, which is a Duskworks accommodation. And with the Duskworks accommodation, you could, sorry, I'm still learning the new format also. You could trade that in for land. So you only need one. So that's how it used to be, and you could just click on that and get those daily rations every day. They have changed the process, and you should be aware of it if you're not already aware of it. They are now doing it's a daily job. It's over here, and this it looks like a bullseye or this radar here, and it is the bottom here. Now it's not just a passive click and get your rewards. It is you have to exchange certain items today. It just happens to be electronic bits. Yesterday it was ice plus something else, and in exchange for that, you get a number of items from a few dusk. You get a golden sunflower. You get to recharge your salvaging tool, and also in addition to that, I think you get the daily rations. At least I got the daily rations yesterday when I did it. So keep an eye out for this. It looks like it's changing daily. It's not as easy as it was before, but it's still something that you can get, like the ones that I got yesterday. Just I had to scavenge 3 or 4 times, and I was able to get enough for the delivery. And you're getting more than just the power recharge and the rations. Now you're getting these, which the golden sunflowers are a big bonus. It's pretty neat for these. If you're not familiar with that, I would take a look. It's over here in the store. There's a lot of good rewards for just a few of those sunflowers. I opened this pack yesterday, and it gave me a good amount of rewards. It gave me all 4 of these buildings. So take a look at that. A little tougher, but also the rewards are a lot bigger. Next on the list is Blockchain Brawlers. Just a quick recap on these next few. I like what Blockchain Brawlers is doing here. They're actually putting out calendars. They're actually putting out a lot of details about upcoming events. Super cool to see. Check them out. Um, Farm Wars just did a drop this past week. I mentioned during the last update, thought it was a little too expensive, and the results of the sale kind of echo what I was saying. They were only able to sell less than, I would say, probably about 20% of what they had up there. On the mega and on the minis, they sold 4 out of 200 here. Considering how much hype they had around this project, the results, you can tell it was just too expensive and too many packs that you had to buy in order to be relevant in this game. And I think they just shot themselves in the foot with this. Could be wrong, could change, but something to keep an eye out for. Next on the list is Novopangea. They just announced that they delayed the launch of this game back to July 9th. So if you're in this game, I want to make sure that you're aware of that. Next on the list is Mech Wars. They did do basically they're calling it an alpha. It's a limited release of the game. If you go to the Discord, there's a link, and then you also go here. It doesn't look, it looks a little plain right now, but I think that's on purpose. I think they wanted to get something out there where you could actually start staking your stuff. I think there's a lot more to come with this. It's just basically alpha, and the announcement explains it also. That's just there's a few things that are in there, a lot more things to come. You see this whole list of here are the next steps to roll out. So be aware of that. Uh, Again, this is just a quick recap of what's going on this past week. Lots more to come, especially with the first couple of projects that I mentioned. When their phase 2 comes out, I think it's going to be big. At least I'm excited about it, and I hope you get excited about it also. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.